Why did the Wright brothers study the movements of birds? We see a brief mention of the Wright brothers studying the movements of birds in the first paragraph. Orville and Wilbur believed that flight could be achieved through careful engineering and experimentation. They spent years studying the movements of birds, building wind tunnel models, and testing gliders on the windy dunes near Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Although the passage doesn't tell us straight out why the Wright brothers studied the movements of birds, we can understand why based on the context. We know the Wright brothers believed flight was possible, and in the next sentence we see them experimenting with different aspects of flight, studying bird movements, building wind tunnel models, and testing gliders. We can see them trying to understand how flight is achieved. With this in mind, let's take a look at our choices. A. To learn how birds avoided storms. As there's no mention of avoiding storms in the passage, this choice can be marked off. B. To understand natural principles of controlled flight. This syncs up with our findings. The Wright brothers wanted to achieve flight, and so naturally, in the course of their experimenting, it would make sense for them to study flight as it already appears in nature, birds, and learn from that. This is likely our answer, but let's take a look at our remaining choices just to be sure. C. To find materials for building wings. The passage does mention that the Wright brothers invented a method called wing warping, which twisted the wings in opposite directions, but there's no direct connection between studying the birds and this method, especially as there's no mention of what material the wings were made of. This choice can be marked off. And D. To determine the best location for their tests. The location of their tests, the windy dunes near Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, is mentioned, but again, there's no correlation between this and studying birds. This being the case, this choice can be marked off, and we can mark our original answer, choice B, as our final answer.